And so I really didn't have an excuse to be out here engaged in the lifestyle. But as we know, I was sexually abused at the age of 10. And after having experienced that and then being bullied, I said, no more will I be a victim. So I became the aggressor. And that's what led me to prison. But in terms of being released and searching for a job, it's like, man, 21 applications. And the person that gave me a job was a former dope boy. He was released from prison. He knew what he was up against when he got out. He knew what I was up against now that I was out. And he had a rent-to-own company at one point, but that plummeted. And he eventually invested into a moving company. And he asked me, how you been since you've been home? And I conveyed how difficult it's been. And it was actually him who suggested, man, you got to start telling your story and I'll give you a job. And so when I see what's going on now with this, these CDC layoffs and retail stores clothing, I can't even say I'm sympathetic because I've been studying this moment since like 2001. And periodically I would have dialogue with a very, very, very small, limited group of people. When I say group, I'm talking about even 5 or 6 people, perhaps 3. And even they would say, the shit you talk about will never happen in my lifetime. And it's going down. And it's not hate on my behalf that, oh man, you had 21 applications circulating, so now you mad and you feel you don't feel sympathetic to it. No. Society said, you know what, I don't have to hire your ass. You committed a crime years ago. I don't have to hire your ass. And those people in every facet of society, they're in government, they're in retail, they're in manufacturing, they're logistics, they're everywhere. Walmart wouldn't hire me. And so I had to say, you know what? I'm working with Lawrence, and then him being a small business, he couldn't compete with corporations, and he went up under. And my sister's, she was doing collections for a nightclub. She, people coming in the door, they would pay. She's very reliable, very honest, and she got me a job at a nightclub. And that's not either one of our atmospheres. We don't like, especially me. She got me a job, and then I worked it on the weekend just to pay restitution and parole fees. And so, being homeless is something that I didn't allow my people to know about. I didn't share it with them. All they knew was I was going and I was coming. And it's a lifestyle that I adjusted to. You know, yeah, I adjusted to it, and I not only developed character, but I developed this hate for failure, for poverty, because I know I had given my best. I mean, when I went to prison, I was 19. I wasn't released until I was 32. And when you come out here to be a part of a society, that you at one point disrupted because of your offense. And to hear over and over and over, to get those letters in the mail, we're not going to hire you because of this or that. And then to see what's going on right now, all these people who've been living in their bubbles, them bubbles are starting to burst. And the higher your bubble determines the impact of your fall. And it's only 4 months into 2025. Some people's heart gonna fail them. Heart attack, stress, because it's in the making. About the word dream. It is to be asleep while envisioning. It is to have a vision while asleep, unconscious. It's a dream. And people want to associate, well, I got a dream. It's really like you got a goal. To dream is to be unconscious, asleep. And you drift off in thought. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. He that loveth, he that useth shall eat the fruit thereof. You keep running through life for decades talking about a dream. It's just that. There's no fruition to a dream. I have for many times used the word goal. Here's a goal that I have set in motion. Excuse me, a goal that I'm working on. And periodically, I find myself speaking those things that be not as though they were. But I'm still working towards that, right? For the American people, a dream is going to be just that. Because think about what typical Americans do. They wait for a God, a deity, or a government to make things happen. I'm 48, almost 49 years of age. I've never voted. I'm not going to be waiting every 4 years for a man who puts his shoes on the way I do to start his day to make changes in my life. Who the fuck does that? Yeah, everybody claims they believe in God. It's power in words. It's going to be just that, a dream. And you know how many married couples out here still hadn't accomplished a dream? You know how many young, youthful, educated, ambitious individuals who have still not accomplished a dream? And you know how many people out here with little money still haven't accomplished a dream? Because life and destiny, you keep calling it a dream. It's just going to be that. Dreams are dreams. You accomplish a lot when you're doing this because you're dreaming. But to bring things in fruition, man, you can't put words on that. You got to change them words out. You, in essence, have got to, like for me, I don't say good morning. Morning is like what? Morning. What you mourning about? What are you mourning? Death? A loss? What are you mourning? So for me, it's like good day. Good day. You say good night. But most Americans will not accomplish these dreams because you can't use words out of context, yet be putting forth actions that are contrary with the things that you say. They're contrary. Well, the thing behind Blood and Balance is the American people, they're rallying against Elon Musk, Trump, and it's crazy because a lot of my art, I've already painted this moment. And a lot of times I have a tendency to post them in various places online so that I can secure a date. Because I'm not an artist who, you look at the Black Lives Matter, the George Floyd, they painted after the incident. I paint before the incident. It's a difference. I've gotten in tune with myself. There are a lot of things that trigger people in this nation. There are a lot of subject matter that trigger people in this nation. And Blood and Balance is going to be one of them. The blood will not be on the hands of politicians or Trump or Elon Musk. The blood will be on the people's hand. And that's why I associated the scripture, 1 Timothy 5:22, with that particular piece. And you can see the people's hand coming from down high. The American people, they think that they sit high and look low. But you see blood on their hands, on their palms, on their fingers. They are responsible for their own selection of power. And so 1 Timothy 5:22, it says, lay hands suddenly on no man. Suddenly mean quick, abrupt, fast. Lay hands suddenly on no man. Neither be partakers of other men's sins. In essence, what the scripture is saying is that, see, the problem with American people is that whomsoever is the loudest and the most popular, that's what they put their energy behind. That's what they cast their ballots for. That's what they wave their hands for. I'm in favor of him. You see how he cut him down last night's debate? I'm in favor of her. You see how she shut that shit down in the name of feminism? So abrupt, so quick to get behind people and support them. Lay hands suddenly on no man. Neither be partake of other men's sins. And so the latter part of that scripture consists of, when you elect people, whether that be a pastor, a political figure, chairman of an organization, whomsoever is loud and popular, when you select them, when you choose them, when you lay your hands in a situation where you elect them, in essence, you are going to be participating in their sin, even if it's genocide. The American people are a problem. And you look at the protests, man, those protests was dark, melanated people out there for many years. They began to accumulate this bronze, this brown tone. Now you got a lot of pale faces out there. And they're not just men. They are women. They are youth. Because the American people have a tendency to sit on their front porch and watch disaster take place in the streets before them. That's not my issue. My son don't look like him. I'm not getting involved in that protest. Or I don't worship like them. I don't even worship with them. I'm not getting involved in that. It's like a bully. You never seen a bully stand in the middle of playground and challenge everybody at the same damn time. You don't see that. What you do see is the bully will go over here to the swing set and bully that child off the swing set. And who's watching? Who's looking? Child over there on the slide. The two over there on the seesaw. Another one over there on the monkey bars. They play at bay and watch this child get bullied off the swing on a Wednesday morning. But then Friday rolls around. The bully wants the slide. He makes his way over to the slide and bully that child off that slide. And so now you got the one on the swing, like, he took the swing. It's no dealing. I don't want no dealings with that. The one on the monkey bars continue to not care about what's going on over there. The two on the seesaw, same response. The American people are good at watching other folk go through things, but okay, you're not a part of this class. You're not a part of that class. But I promise your ass, in America, you will be visited. Black Lives Matter didn't matter to a lot of people. Those first responders who didn't want to get vaccinated didn't matter to a lot of people. Those teachers that were out in the streets protesting didn't matter to a lot of people. Those women that showed up for Roe v. versus Wade didn't matter to a lot of people. All y'all gonna get y'all issues. Group after group, crowd after crowd, class after class, you all getting it. Because you'll never be bullied at the same time. He challenges classes. He challenges groups. And y'all stand by. It's too late. The machine is in motion. Ain't shit y'all can do. It's over. Welcome to the United States of Communism. See, when I hear people say that, they speak in terms of as if the internet have plagued society. And the internet hasn't. For one, the internet was really never supposed to be introduced to ordinary people. When you think about the word internet, you got IN as a prefix. And I look at the TER as terrain, terranium, land. And then the nets. You caught up in that net. You inside the net. But you got U.S. embassies all over this world. And they could correspond, email and things of that nature. It was common amongst military. Excuse me. And so now there's an introduction to the general public. People say that the internet is a problem because their children are being misled, their children are being groomed and raised, and they have become defiant, loose, inquisitive, sometimes about the wrong damn thing. But you can't blame that on the internet or social media. There have been situations where guys have had words on social media, where the guy was on live, a few of them got their brains blown out. You've had situations where people online, social media, someone showed up in their live, began to ridicule them. People have been bullied on social media. But when I think about social media, you have social as in society, and then you have media. Before you had social media where people could come on your live, paste things on maybe your Facebook or whatever, if you didn't secure that. Way before you had that, you had what's called talk shows. A talk show consisted of people coming onto a platform which was already established by NBC or CBS or ABC, depending on what talk show you went on. But the platform was already set. Ordinary people came on this talk show, shared their stories. And what did a lot of audience members do? The talk show host would hand them the mic, and sometimes they would ridicule the guests. You did what? I can't believe you. You're a moron. And they did it a lot of times from the safe distance of an audience. And so even when you look at social media today, you still have that, where people will ridicule you and take shots at you from a safe distance on the other side of their laptop, their cell phone, whatever. And talk shows consisted of society, social gathering. And then you had the audience. So it's not new for people to be pressured by opposers who show up in the light. You know, before there was a cell phone that could play all this information, you had TVs. And the same response people got in the 80s, the 90s, you're getting that now. I mean, you have people who their lives were changed after appearing on Jerry Springer. And so, yeah, I don't blame current day social media or internet for the decay or the troubles that's going on with ordinary people today. I knew that was going to be a limited power trip. I knew it because here's the thing about American people. The American people are empowered so they can take their power and go and infringe on the rights of other Americans. Freedom of speech. Look at how we've utilized that and promoted hate towards one another. You had people that didn't want to wear a mask during COVID, even if they were from a distance. But those who did choose to wear a mask, look at how they pressed people who didn't want to wear a mask. The American people take their liberties, their power and they infringe on other folks' liberty. And so, in terms of that, Zuckerberg removing that, it was only to empower these people for a moment. And what did the LGBTQ community do? A lot of them, not all, but many of them, yeah, I'm a him, but I want you to refer to me as a her. Yeah, I'm a her, but I'm a him, or I'm a us. And so you have the liberty to be who you are, but you took that liberty and that little power, and your attempt was to infringe on other folks' right. And so, no, I wasn't, I looked for that. Think about it, even feminism, they were given power. What did they do with it? All men are narcissists. Black Lives Matter, what did they do with it? They run around, if you white, if you got money, you owe me. Reparations, bitch. And so that's what happens when you're dealing with feeble-minded people. Power is given to the American people for a moment, for a limited time. And what do they do with their power? They go and infringe on the rights of other Americans. The people are the problem. And in terms of some revolution, it's just going to be televised. And the winners are not going to be the people. You all are dependent. Right now it's income tax season. You all are dependent on a government agency called IRS to release them checks. Down in New Orleans, when they were on rooftops with sheets, bedspreads, saying, "Look, help us, we stranded." Who were they dependent on? FEMA, United States government. The people are powerless. There's no power to the people. Yeah, there is a civil war between black men and black women. Yeah. I don't do a lot of social media. I'm the type of dude, if I go on YouTube, I'm probably going to be engaged in documentaries, the news, um, little food videos here and there. But if you look at the other bullshit that's out there, yeah, black women have made it known that black men are despicable. And although black men are not so outspoken about it, there's a distrust and a disgust for black women. It is over. Black people don't believe they black asses can be extinct. I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Outside of that, you don't see a lot of natives. They don't believe that you can travel to the United States and when you see one of them, like, damn, it's been a while since they all over here then. Huh? Niggas don't think it can happen. And truthfully, I don't think the world would miss them. I don't think their absence would contribute to any delays or downfall for America. And so when you have a man at war with his woman, and these individuals are commonly known for producing offspring, they both have shot themselves in the feet with their own individual weapons. It is over. And then you have black youth who play on the black woman and defy the black man. This ain't no black power talk. I'm speaking on what I see. And my attempt is not to edify, to shame, or to even invoke unity. It's the Black America that I see. And that's why in the previous picture that I did, the piece that I did called Pro-Death, you will see death to Black America. It is over. They had them Negroes running around Stone Mountain to my not fucking around crew. I said, man, that's a fantastic failure. Nothing real about that shit ain't gonna last. Had a cousin call me. Cuz, we getting it together, cuz. You seen the boys over there in Stone Mountain? I said, man, let me tell you something. That shit is planted. Ain't no telling how many agents up in there. I was against that when it was first introduced to me through social media. And then my cousin called me. Like, man, it's all a gimmick. And so, but yeah, there is a civil war between black men and black women. For years, black women have boasted black men ain't shit. And although black men haven't been so boisterous and loud about it, there's a suppressed hate and distrust and distaste for black women. I mean, I heard some guys talking the other day. They was like, it's not enough Sandra Blands. It should be more. I heard another group of guys saying that, they don't give a damn about the Breonna, Sonya Massey. They don't care because just listening in and engaging. Sandra Bland reminded most black men of what they deal with at home. And you go out here and you blow cigarette smoke in the face of an officer in Texas, and he's Caucasian, but it's the behavior, the level of defiance that people are comfortable displaying in the comfort of their home, and they think that when they go outside their home, the world is going to respond to them the same way. It's just like these defiant youth. That's your baby. When they come out here with it, it's going to be a different response. That's why Michael Brown lay face down for 6 to 8 hours. And for those that do live to see 2030, black folk today are going to be depicted as ancestors. And what would they say in the future? Y'all stood by and watched that boy lay bleeding in the street for 4, 5, 6 hours? I'd have done it. No, you wouldn't. Because this vice grip that is being applied today is going to be even tighter tomorrow. And so black people done it to themselves.